make it a rookie statement, you know, where you
don't say it on the radio.
Yeah.
You know, keep it in the car, wait until you talk discreetly to your engineer. Make sure nobody in the team hears you say that.
I wonder what Ollie Behrman is saying. Another rookie, one of the 6 that we've got in Formula One this season. He's gone 5th fastest, and that's a pretty decent time. A 1:28.3 from Ollie Behrman. Lando Norris, fastest, and into the 1:27.8 for him. He's just ahead of Charles Leclerc with his second run in this session. Leclerc with the fastest final sector, and here's his teammate Lewis Hamilton then on the road. He's got rid of those medium compound tyres, the soft on now as he takes flat out 130R and then slams on the brakes just after the 100-metre brake board into the chicane.
He missed that chicane. He had a lot of understeer, missed the apex. He was wide for the direction change. They will have lost a couple of tenths there.
And that is why his final sector wasn't as impressive as he would have wanted. 6th fastest behind Ollie Behrman in the Ferrari powered Max. And head of Max
Not good for Lewis.
Currently in the pits, and we'll see him again in a moment.
Doesn't it look good for Lewis at all?
Sees another one, Jack. He takes such a tight line, doesn't he, to the line?
That's risky. That's close. He lifted the grass, and that would, if he had the wall there, that would be more embarrassing than Colapinto in Vegas last year.
Fair point, but he didn't, and will have gained time.
Yeah, a few hundreds. In a few hundreds.
That makes all the difference.
It could make a big difference today.
It's the way Max Verstappen goes. If you watch Verstappen coming out of that final.
Yeah, but you don't expect that from a rookie. Good read there.
Yeah. Right, okay. Meanwhile, in the cockpit, in the garage, Isaac Hadjar. If you look at his face there...
That did look painful.
Yeah. He's not comfortable at all, is he? All I can...
no.
All I can equate to, Jack, is the one time I sat in a Formula One car and they said, can you get lower? And I went, yeah, there you go. They went, no, lower still. I went, yeah, okay, I'll go a bit lower. They went, lower still. I'm like, seriously? I'm singing like a soprano if I carry on with this one. It wasn't comfy at all. But you see, I had a seat that wasn't made for me.
That's your excuse. Here you go. You needed a proper seat fitting.
Yeah, with cup holders. That's what I needed. So the little lull here, and the bottom 5 at the moment. Lance Stroll, who scored points in his first 2 races this season. Isaac Hadjar, who, as we can see, is having the most uncomfortable session going, but he is just coming out of the garage. Not just Lance Stroll, but Isaac Hadjar as well. Kimi Antonelli, who could do with finding some time. Fernando Alonso and Liam Lawson on his return to racing balls.
A lot of drivers that need to speed up, and while we're waiting to look at the top speed, Verstappen is part of the top guys, so the speed has been coming.
He's got less of a rear wing.
Yeah, and he still has the understeer. So how does Tsunoda drive it? Because with more rear wing, he should have more understeer.
In theory, but I do not know the answer to that one.
Thank you.
Ted, hi. Hello, Ted.
Hello, Crofty. I think he's got a bit more front wing as well, Tsunoda. So it'll be a slower car, but at least it will mean that he's steady on the track. Not so steady for Isaac Hadjar. All they've said is that they'll do everything possible to take away the pain that he's obviously in from those lap belts, and we'll see whether that happens. Kimi Antonelli's problem, by the way, is the same, we think, problem he's had the whole day, which is, as we heard from Jacques on that track guide, he's just not getting the tyres hot enough in the first sector in the S's, and is carrying that speed loss, that lap time loss, throughout the whole of the lap. Antonelli in a Mercedes has to find at least half a second to get out of Q1.
Qualified 16th for the first race this season in Australia, and then 8th for the Chinese Grand Prix.
Qualifying, just so you know, I'm very sorry.
That's okay, I know you're doing your best, but
Okay, so accepting some of the responsibility.
Yeah, he's not very confident going out there. He knows it will be painful.
Yeah, but he's finding himself in a bit of a queue, and has one lap only to try and prolong his qualifying experience. And whilst they queue up in the pit lane, they also go very slowly on the out lap and do a bit of queuing there as well, just to try and build a gap to the car in front.
Yeah, because you lose a lot in all the S's. But for Hadjar, you have to wonder, why wasn't that issue present in the previous 2 races?
Well, it's a good question. I don't know if they've made any changes or not, or if it's just the nature of this Suzuka circuit.
All the high-speed corners, the lots of G-force.
More high-speed corners here than you get in Australia.
A lot, and it's the continuity of them.
In China, yeah. We shall see. I think what we are going to do is focus here on Kimi Antonelli in the Mercedes. Just over 2 minutes to go here.
Under pressure.
Under pressure, Jacques Villeneuve, to take us through this lap. Or
Eyes
don't.
open.
It's
I
entirely
was
up to
busy
you.
watching. I was really curious. And he does close just as he turned in very late. And it understeers through that first corner. So I wonder if the front tires are warm enough now. Good direction change there. Seems to be okay, but very
Man,
wide in that
he's
second
still
bit.
here. I can't believe it. Can't believe it.
Okay, well,
I'll find out what it is.
Ted will be going to Racing Bulls now. You carry on with
Yeah,
this.
so
I'll
his
watch the
tires
time
should be
screen.
warm by now, but we could see that. And he's only a 10th ahead of Ocon, P16, so that's not a great start of the lap. Hopefully, and he was wide there, so that lap might not even count. But it looks like he has understeer in every corner. So he probably needed a car to be settled, comfortable, put the rear down the ground, but then you have the understeer. And work in the race where you have to massage the tires, it doesn't work. Who's ahead of
Ollie Behrman, one of the 6 rookies this year. I said that was a decent lap time from him when he went into the top 5. Puts himself into Q2, and his teammate Esteban Ocon hasn't made it. Lance Stroll had a very disappointing qualifying, out in Q1 at Suzuka for the 4th consecutive year. Jack Doohan joins him in that bottom 5. Esteban Ocon, Gabriel Bortoletto, and Nico Hulkenberg.
Mate, I can't believe that.
Okay, do we need to jump you out the car quickly? Question?
Yes.
Okay, push on your way in, please. Push on your way in.
Might just be better to sacrifice one run for Isaac Hadjar in Q2 to make sure whatever that problem is fixed, and fixed permanently. He is through to Q2. Fastest of the lot, Oscar Piastri for McLaren.
Your F1 dream is just one scan away. Scan the QR code for a chance to win the ultimate F1 experience. A trip for 2 to the Heineken Dutch Grand Prix and so much more. Feel the roar of the engines, the magic, the adrenaline up close and personal. Come on, guys! Scan the QR code to win big and make your F1 dreams a reality.
Incredible stuff.
Don't just watch F1, live it. Your ultimate F1 dream starts here with B in Sports.
ความสุขมันมาจากไหนนะจากเพื่อนที่ถูกคออาหารที่ถูกใจหรือเพราะบรรยากาศสวยๆในวันที่ไม่ต้องคิดเยอะก็เพราะทั้งหมดนี่แหละกับความสุขที่อยู่ตรงหน้าความสุขมีได้ทุกวัน
Magical Monte Carlo, playground of the rich and famous. Oh, that's magic.
Means business here.
Oh, he's made it. That's what they came to see.
A phenomenal angle. Casper on the clay. It's a dream combo. Oh, that was a rocket.
It's a hat-trick in Monte Carlo for Stefanos Tsitsipas.
Welcome back to Suzuka.
Yeah, damn it. The outlet prep was perfect. A bit tricky, that track position where we ended up. Traffic and warm-up and all that.
And the net result for Nico Hülkenberg, second time in 3 races, he is out in Q1. Ollie Behrman safely through. Lance Stroll, another driver to be out in Q1 for the 4th year here at Suzuka, and here at the Skypad looking at his laps.
Yeah, thanks, Crofty. Just got his lap here. Through turn 6 is where it all went wrong for him. I think the tailwind caught him out, loses the rear end, and nothing he could do, ends up on the gravel trap. So I wondered why he was absolutely last in qualifying there. I know he had the speed in him to do it, and the car seems to be performing a bit better than that. So, yeah, that was a bit of a surprise for him and for us as well. Back to you, Crofty.
Thanks ever so much. Andy Cowell is his team principal. He's on the pit wall and watching these pictures as well. A little wind that blows no good, especially for Lance Stroll. What was it, a tailwind that caught him out through the S's?
Yeah, absolutely, Crofty. That was it. As we've mentioned throughout the day, the tailwind blowing from turn 2 all the way through to turn 7 and 6 in particular. An extra 20 kilometres an hour of tailwind that lap compared with his previous one. So, yeah, caught him out, unfortunately.
You have one driver still left, the most experienced driver on the grid. So what's Fernando saying about conditions and about the tyres so far?
Just trying to focus on getting the aero balance right with the gusty conditions, and focusing on dialing those last couple of little bits in, and yeah, hoping for a good clean lap.
Q3 possible or not?
It's exceptionally tight, isn't it? You know, there's a couple of tenths and you're into Q3.
Hope you can find us. Thanks ever so much, Andy. It is time in 10 seconds for qualifying 2. Max Verstappen will be the first car to come out onto the track. Some work to do to catch up with the McLarens, Jacques Villeneuve.
It won't be easy. The car is balanced, it's settled. The drivers can push when they decide to. But, you know, we have some really quick guys behind. The Mercedes works well. Russell is feeling really good this year, so he can also get the perfect lap. It's not a given that McLaren will be on pole.
It's never a given until it happens, and this is a track that has seen a fair few front row lockouts in the past as well. 34 previous races here at Suzuka, 16 front row lockouts, including, of course, Red Bull last year.
Very impressive. It's a track where you really see how performant a car can be with the aero. Definitely. Drivers make a difference, but normally a car that's better than the rest, the two drivers will be in front.
Yuki Tsunoda also out. We see the two Ferraris waiting to come out onto the track, and the two McLarens being waved out of the garage as well. And talking of waving, what like a flag or three round here, the Yuki Tsunoda grandstands. Ted Kravitz, down to you.
Yeah, so just very gingerly is the Racing Bulls of Isaac Hadjar, just to follow up the story. He's just made it past me in the pit lane to join the queue at the end of the pit lane. The confirmation we have from Racing Bulls, the team, is that it is a problem with the seat belts, and they are trying to fix the problem. I don't know if Isaac needs a different style of underwear, maybe, Crofty? Some budgie smugglers maybe might help rather than boxer shorts. I don't know whether he's wearing boxer shorts or the old Y fronts, but it might have an impact. You never know. It does come down to these details, but it is uncomfortable for him, and you can only sympathise. With what he's going through, really.
Are you saying Ted he could do with some more support and not just from the team?
He's just not in comfort. I mean, if you want to get into the details, Jack's a world champion with more experience than I, but you know, it is down to these details. You don't want discomfort with the lap belts there.
It can be a huge issue. You just can't focus. You can't concentrate anymore. It shouldn't be a problem in F1 because you have plenty of time to prepare yourself, make yourself comfortable. It's an issue with endurance racing. We have to jump in the seat quickly, put the belt, then you're stuck.
Alright guys, drop your comments below. Can Yuki get through into Q3? That would be good to know. Do you think Yuki can actually outdo Liam Lawson's past performances? Well, in fact, he already has. By getting to Q3 to Q2, I'm pretty sure Yuki's already outdone Liam Lawson. Let's have a look. Verstappen's looking good.
He just kicks up a few stones for good measure. Middle of the track for turn 11, that's what we always see.
This Red Bull still looks very twitchy. Yeah, it's very twitchy, the Red Bull.
In the previous session, and that's not a good thing. It loses you that speed down the straight before these two corners here. 13.
Come on, Liam Lawson, says error reset.
And using all the
where is Lawson at the minute? Oh, he hasn't set a fastest lap yet.
To maximise this straight up and over the brow of the hill. He's got the
I don't know.
Fernando Alonso, the only one left in
Hopefully.
130R comes at you. Bring the car to the left-hand side. Then straight line the brake. You see almost a nose dip down of the car.
Oh, mate, this Red Bull does look nice. But it is slow.
Then re-accelerate through the final
Oh, Max kicked up a load of dust.
Not exactly sure how much he gives you, but he's fastest.
Oh. Okay, Yuki is 2 tenths down so far.
And 6 tenths faster
to Max.
than his pole time from last year, and he got a really
Come
good
on.
time from Fernando Alonso along this
No, it's 4 tenths down already.
Right place, right time. His teammate Yuki Tsunoda not quite getting the benefit of such an extensive
He hasn't got
turn,
confidence.
And about 4 tenths off the pace through the first two sectors. Meanwhile, Lando Norris 30.4 in the first sector.
Oh, Hamilton's down 2 tenths to Verstappen as well.
Tsunoda crosses the line. It's a 128.1. He's going to have to do better than that, I think, to get himself into the top 10. Norris absolutely flying through the middle sector as Charles Leclerc goes second fastest.
Massive win.
Oh, Hamilton goes second fastest again. Good. Good, we'll take that. Flipping out. Lando Norris is flying. Where's he going to go?
Sometimes a car with too much downforce
127.
because you have to
Jesus
you have to fight it, and it's not working.
So the two Ferraris on used tyres for that first run. Lando Norris.
Okay. So Ferrari's on used tyres.
27.1. Just keep
Norris
an eye
is still
out here.
rather quick.
Best lap at Suzuka. 2019,
Where's Russell?
Sebastian Vettel, 127.0. I think that's going.
Russell's in the second sector.
We're going to be breaking lap records in this
Where is
qualifying
he?
session, because there is still more performance to come from the likes of Lando Norris, from the likes of his teammate Oscar Piastri,
Come on,
from the
Oscar.
likes of Max Verstappen and Lewis Hamilton and George Russell.
Jesus, Oscar is down 3 tenths to Lando in the second sector. What the hell?
He's on a set of used soft tyres. Given the difference between himself
Russell,
and Norris
2
on this
tenths
lap.
down already.
It's a brand new set of new tyres.
Ah, mate.
He must have messed up one section.
Piastri 4 tenths down.
He lost 3 tenths in the middle sector.
I put him in my F1 fantasy to get pole today.
As well. George Russell goes second fastest.
Oh, mate. Lando is on it.
Yeah, so hairpin,
Lando is
easy
on
to
it.
make for one of the two diagonals. Normally it probably would be the hairpin. That's where you would lose time in the second sector.
You haven't seen the mistake if there was one, but talking to Andy Cowell, that wind is still gusting and it can catch you out as Carlos Sainz pops his Williams only just by 0.07 of a second into the top 10. His teammates, Alex Albon, will be next to cross the line. Sainz isn't in the top 10 for long.
Error reset.
Albon
What
to find a little
are
bit
you
more
saying, my
pace
friend?
and P5 for Williams, which is a competitive car. And this year, certainly compared to their troubles last
Alex
year,
Albon puts it P5.
In the past, but Albon never had the
That is a very good time.
to get pushed. And with the arrival of Sainz, he's had to step up. He's had to get more out of his car, and he's doing it.
Williams haven't had a top 10 start at Suzuka since the days when Felipe Massa was driving for them in 2017, but they're in there at the moment. And guess what?
Fire?
We've got a red flag.
Oh no, another red flag.
That might be grass fire number 2 of the day. Here's Oscar Piastri.
Where did Oscar lose his time?
This is where he's run a bit wide.
Okay.
Yeah, that's where he's lost time.
And the lap might not count. But they haven't taken laps away today.
No, not so. Lance Stroll's the only one who's lap time to lead, and he was way away.
I think they're allowed to use all the white bit, correct?
Potentially, yes. They're fine. We'll let you know from our timing pages
another
if there's any
fire.
trouble there, and we were right.
Mate.
It is a grass fire.
Where is it this time?
Another fire.
Oh dear.
It's always a new spot.
Does it matter?
Another fire. Are you kidding me?
Not enough water being put down here, and they need to. All the cars. Yeah, well, they need the cars to get back into the garages. Then the marshals can go and attend to that fire.
Right, guys. So there's a fire on the track again. So qualifying's been paused.
Yeah.
That's exactly where
How?
that grass fire is.
How is this still happening?
New parts.
It doesn't make sense. It honestly doesn't make sense. There's another fire on the track. Oh, it's actually quite a big one. Ooh, not great. But how on earth does this happen?
Creating a lot of sparks.
Obviously, it's from the sparks, but gee,
Been blown by the winds onto the grass, which
Mate.
has only rained for quite some time.
And they cannot be changed. You cannot just put a different metal.
I think let's just leave it. If there's a fire, just carry on. Just carry on. It'll make it more interesting.
You just can't. Okay, let's put some form of soft metal.
Oh, mate.
Come on. Well,
What are we going to do about these fires?
8 minutes and 26 seconds to go.
They need to wet the... Yes, error reset. They just need to wet the grass with a water truck. How they have no idea for fires? Exactly that, mate.
Race control here as well. So yeah, eyes everywhere. I've seen
It's
Alonso
mental.
had a bit of a moment in turn 2.
So what are they going to do in the race?
He clipped the inside curve, and yeah, the car didn't like that very much.
Are we going to get a red flag if this happens during the race?
Got a bit more performance to come.
Because that
9/10 away and down there in that
is going to be
bottom five at the
painful.
moment. And yeah,
That is going to be very painful.
that as well, and just lost the rear end of the car.
Anyway, so let's look at the running order. So Norris out in front, P1, 2 tenths down or 2 tenths up on everyone else. Russell, Mercedes do look quick. Mercedes do look quick. I think if anyone's got a chance of winning and it not being McLaren, it's got to be the Mercedes team. Oh, I say Mercedes team, it's got to be George Russell. George Russell does look pretty fast this weekend. Verstappen again manages to stick it P3 so far. How does this guy do it? How does he do it? Fair play to Max Verstappen. How does he do it? But he does it. Max Verstappen delivers week in, week out. Right, are we anywhere closer to rejoining the qualifying? No. What's the comms say? Qualifying will resume at 7:40. Great. Guys, has this ever happened before? Where there's just been a load of fires? I can't remember. Oh, but this is painful. This is painful, chat. This is very painful. What's going to happen? Is anyone in F1 Fantasy? If you are, what is your team? And I'll add you to my little league.
I know I had to, continue to make big steps on every lap, and to be honest,
I think Max just loves racing. I had the privilege to race against Red Line iRacing. Max was. No way. No way. No freaking way.
About that. It's just unfortunately the circumstances.
That is insane.
Can you clear up what happened yesterday? Is it right that in the simulator you could take turn one with DRS open and trying it yesterday? Obviously,
let me see if I can add studio mode.
About attempting to do that, if so.
Yeah. To be honest, I would prefer not to touch on that and just sort of put that in the past.
Oh, we're listening to Jack Doohan here.
Jack Doohan, disappointment for him after an uncomfortable night after he recovered from this crash from yesterday at 180 miles an hour with DRS open into the first corner, Jacques Villeneuve, and when you try and do that,
there's no doubt it's like losing your rear wing suddenly, and you can see how quickly the car just spun around. It just went. Normally you get a little slide, a kick. Now it just went suddenly.
And Jack, at that stage, Doohan was a complete passenger. Gabriel Bortoletto, if you're just joining us, also out. The young rookie, out-qualified by his teammate Nico Hülkenberg, but sadly for Hülkenberg, it's another Q1 exit for him too. I think that just about sums up his feelings on that first part of qualifying. He's P16, Bortoletto 17, then Ocon, Doohan and
Come on.
the bottom five. Out in front, Lando Norris still with a healthy margin over George Russell. Max Verstappen edging himself into contention. Oscar Piastri went wide second of the two. Degner Corners lost time on his first run, and because of a grass fire, we've got
another grass fire.
Guess what, Ted? In 2 minutes' time,
2 minutes. Like I said, 7:40.
Because the red flag happened after everyone had completed their lap.
Yeah, we did.
It was fantastic.
Nobody got caught out by that one. Yeah, that's the one ray of sunshine, I think, Ted.
Where are the where are the upturned traffic cones and the garden hoses around 130R? Is it just at the outside of 130R?
No, it's on the inside. There's no fans there.
See, that's the problem. That's where the Bortoletto one was around that area. Maybe they would have treated that.
His was on the outside.
The outside, exactly. Well, it is an issue. What's not an issue is the pace of the Williams, particularly in the hands of Alex Albon. Made a good gain through turn 11, they've said on the radio. Alex responded saying he's very happy with that, but not in those words. But Sainz has left him now 3/10 behind Albon and in danger of going out. Sainz P11, 3/10 behind Albon. And Sainz needs to find at least that 3/10, maybe a little bit more to be sure of getting into Q3, much as he hopes he will be. But even Albon's time, I think, Crofty, a 27.7 is not going to be safe.
Yet to out-qualify Alex Albon in 2 Grand Prix and 1 sprint qualifying session this season, and yet to lead him on the track as well. Carlos Sainz, who was driving that car last year, is now car number 44 for Lewis Hamilton, and in doing so, he finished on the podium.
Let's put the chat in.
Currently, as he tries, in his own words, to unlearn Jacques Villeneuve the habits that he picked up driving the Ferrari.
Here.
Once you've been in the team for a long, long time, even though there's a new car every year, there's a general trend.
Transition.
Way of driving,
Bubbly book.
because it's always an evolution of the drivers that are already part of the track. And take Sainz, he's a driver that works at it. It takes him a while. Whenever he joins a new team, it takes him a few races to get up to speed. He gets close, works in the car, then he gets better, the whole team gets better, the car gets better. So he's still in this work process.
Something about a slow burner when he gets going. To say he's on fire, given what's happened to the grass verges around here, but you take my points on that one.
Yeah, it was fun. Yeah, it was a fun LMP2 race, but my teammate destroyed our car in that 6-hour endurance race at Spa. I probably got over 200 hours at Spa in the simulator. No way. That is insane. Shout out to you. That is pretty epic. How much did that cost for that? For your simulator, if you have it at home. Because I was actually looking into something like race jig things, and they're like £10,000.
You know what I find interesting today is what you see at Red Bull.
I'm not sure whether I've got £10,000.
A driver or a team that has to make
But
a decision.
it's not, I'm not sure. I definitely
on the
haven't.
setup, which is being quick in the straight or quick in the corners. Verstappen went with low downforce, and Tsunoda stayed with high downforce. And you haven't seen that since the DRS started, because drivers can always rely on DRS to go fast down the straight. Here, there's only one straight line with it, short, so you can do the old-fashioned thing, and he's actually quicker with low downforce.
Oh, they're back on track. Finally. We love it.
I would be happier without any DRS, because what you see in between the Red Bulls, you would see a lot more. You would see compromises, choices made from driver to driver on running low downforce, medium, high downforce. Where do you want to be quick? And that creates also some overtaking opportunities at times. And also the driver would be forced to remember how to overtake.
Yeah, well, we get it next year then. You get your wish next year, don't you? The regulation changes.
Don't they have some movie? I don't know. I've read the regulations many times, and I just stopped.
Is there any part of the aero not moving next year? Yeah, well, there is, but we have the active aero.
Guys, can Yuki get in to Q3?
Anthony, Lewis Hamilton on track. Take us through this lap.
Yeah, so he heads down the straight. Currently P6 at the moment. A decent first go at it. So what can we do second time around? Lewis Hamilton through turn 2. He goes, use the curve on the
Just watching Lewis here.
So,
Norris set a 30.4 first sector. Hamilton is about to do a... God, 2 tenths down already in the first sector. Oh, Jesus Christ. These McLarens are rapid. Absolutely rapid. What's the error reset saying? Simulated driving sims are very affordable nowadays. I live in California. I paid about 5k top notch for iRacing. It's super affordable. 122. Nice. Fair play. Okay. What is your world ranking?
Through those 2 corners is exactly what you need to do. Even though they are 2 individual corners, you treat it as one. And yeah, now we see a personal best.
Nah. First sector has killed Lewis. And even Charles. To be fair, good sign is that it looks like Lewis and Charles are there or thereabouts with each other. So they're both, could you argue, extracting as much as they can?
Not even a personal best in the final sector.
Oh.
His teammate do Leclerc, as he's just behind him on track.
Charles Leclerc goes 4th fastest, goes ahead of Lewis Hamilton by 1/100th.
1/100th.
Ferrari rather waited a set of new tyres on both cars with 2 lap times that weren't necessarily very competitive.
Not great laps. They improved only by 2 tenths.
Oh, Yuki's currently down in P14.
Slow speed. How much understeer they have? That's not
Just about to. Well, he's on his outlap at the minute. Come on, Yuki.
It was so obvious. They were arriving with a lot of speed in the chicane. They couldn't turn, and that would turn into a snap oversteer.
Wow. 32,000. That's not bad. That's good, right?
Because of the direction changes. Right.
Have you got a race this weekend? Or do you choose when and not to do it?
Understeer gives an effect of a track that's being narrower. The corner becomes narrower, so you have less potential speed.
And exasperated because 4.6
Come on, Yuki.
5.8 kilometer track, you're turning the steering.
I feel like I've really messed up my whole fantasy league this weekend.
First sector was rubbish probably.
I really feel like my whole F1 fantasy this weekend is just gone to shred.
Under 4 minutes to go, more and more cars are coming out of the garages. Lando Norris is staying.
They got races every 30 minutes. Mate, I need to get into this sim.
The cars could stay a little bit longer in the garages.
No way.
Because the red flag stopped the clock, and the time they would normally have taken to get back to the
And is this with like no driving aids on?
For the part of this session. Right, here comes Yuki Tsunoda. Let's see what he can do on this particular lap.
See if he can muscle it with the high downforce.
Alex Albon coming out just behind him, and he's got nobody ahead. Through this S's was exactly what you need. He'll be hoping that by time.
Come on, Tsunoda. So Tsunoda's on a hot lap.
A huge toe. He needs it with this amount of wing. But the problem is he doesn't extract the extra grip of the downforce. The rear is squished down way too strongly.
Oh, he's down already to Gasly in P10. He's already a 10th down in the first sector. I think Yuki's going out in Q2. I think he's going out in Q2. But he does have a much bigger rear wing than Max. Oh my god. Yuki's going to go out and Liam's going to go through. And it's going to be meme central. Oh. So the Visa Cash App car is really that much worse. No, that much better, sorry, than the Red Bull. Are we going to see Max end up racing for Visa Cash App?
So, Oscar Piastri was on the track, but wasn't picking up a tone for very long, if at all.
Come on, Yuki.
Alonso's improving enough to try and get out of the bottom 5 for the time being, as Antonelli once again sets the fastest final sector, crosses the line to go
No,
P7.
Yuki goes P11.
Doesn't get himself out of that bottom 5. Only 11th fastest for him. That will be his qualifying done and dusted. Liam Lawson is improving through the first and second sectors. He's got less than a 10.
Oh, mate, so cringe.
Better showing from Lawson, who would dearly love to put
No way. Liam Lawson's going to do it.
at the expense of
Yeah, he's done it.
of Yuki Tsunoda, which was his car last time out.
Oh.
Lawson does go top 10 and does go ahead.
Oh, he's going to love it.
Isaac Hadja goes P8, battling through the pain and battling well, it seems.
Oh, I can't believe that.
Lando Norris and George Russell have stayed in the garage, won't be coming out for their final laps. They are safely through.
Let's go, Liam. Oh, mate, that is awkward.
But he is into Q3 at the expense of Liam Lawson.
Oh, Liam Lawson goes out.
For a few seconds.
But he does out-qualify
Ollie Behrman puts in a super lap.
Ollie Behrman.
That is beyond impressive.
Oh, dear.
Gasly goes 11th fastest.
Oh, dear.
Sonoda down even further. Lawson and Sonoda 13th and 14th.
Oh.
You couldn't write that script after they swapped seats around in between the last Grand Prix and this.
Obviously, the Racing Bull seems to be an easier car to drive. Lawson will be very happy with that, even though he's behind Ajar.
Unbelievable.
To carry on with the season, but a huge disappointment for Tsunoda. He was quick all weekend.
Oh, mate.
He went for the hideout.
No. Yeah, what happened there?
He's holding on to the last.
Oh, Carlos Sainz, where can he go? No.
Carlos Sainz knock him out the top 10? No, he can't.
Oh.
Not by much does Carlos Sainz miss out on that top 10 if he'd have put a personal best in for the final sector.
Oh, who's that going wide?
Made it whilst Albon is improving.
Was that a Ferrari?
He doesn't need to
It was Lewis.
by any more. He is
Ah, Lewis was on a...
is on Hamilton.
Who got that's tough because Sainz slowed him down into turn 1. Hamilton looks like he was on the start of a lap.
Well,
Or at
he
the
had
end of
time
it.
to do it.
Yeah, no, Lewis was on the start of a lap, so won't be happy about that because Sainz stayed online. Let's hope that Sainz doesn't get
Oh.
Charles Leclerc is on a lap and improving through the first sector. As you can see, Lewis Hamilton definitely backed off there. We'll see if we hear any
I'm not. I'm worried about the Ferrari. The Ferrari is running very low, incredibly low, and it's probably what's causing all the fires. So,
have noted, and the race director has noted that Sainz
yeah,
Hamilton possible impeding.
I think there's going to be plank wear again for Ferrari.
And Sainz is out, so I dare say
There was
doesn't matter.
He started the lap into turn 1. It was dangerous. He had to brake. You don't want to see that.
Would you rather see a penalty, even though it's all been settled, as Leclerc crosses the line, stays fifth?
Oh boy.
Drivers shouldn't do that. It is dangerous, and they have to pay attention. They can't rely.
Hijab might be something special after all. What do you think? 100%.
Yuki Tsunoda's first qualifying then.
100%.
The Japanese Grand Prix as a Red Bull driver ends in disappointment. Out in Q2. Liam Lawson just ahead of him.
The kids are awake.
That could be between the two drivers in tomorrow's race. Lawson very much with a point to prove this weekend. Alonso missed out. Sainz and Gasly missed out. It was so tight. Albon is through. Hadja is through, and Norris is fastest.
It is time to go racing at Suzuka. It really is a beautiful circuit. And the Japanese Grand Prix is underway. Oh, that is a thud. Magic in the air. This place, Suzuka, is just that special. Terrific move there for Yuki Tsunoda. Oh, that's a late dive bomb move.
Sounds exactly my house when my 3 kids wake up. Mate, literally, literally, mate, it is difficult, isn't it? Kids are just screaming and shouting. I've just begged them to be quiet. So, what's your plans for the weekend? I've got kids going to football this morning. Yeah, kids got football this morning. And then I'm pretty much chill for the rest of the day. A little bit of DIY stuff I need to do, which is always fun. But yeah, what about you? What's your plans for the weekend? Have you got anything good coming up at all?
Welcome back to Suzuka.
Nice job, Ollie. Gets through. Yeah, well done. You're safe.
Oh my God, nice.
Yeah, well done, man.
First time he's out of Q1 in 2025 and he's through into the top 10. Meanwhile, this is Lewis Hamilton behind Carlos Sainz.
Just go slow. Blocked me big time into turn 1.
So, breakdown then of Q2. Who did we lose? We lost Yuki Tsunoda, P15. Disappointing from Yuki. He's been really good all weekend. Looked relatively quick, but he has got a bigger rear ring than Max. So potentially that could be the reason. I don't know. Potentially maybe that's the reason why. So a bit disappointing there from Yuki. Then we've got Liam Lawson is right in front of him, currently starting P14. Now Yuki, it is what it is, right? Yuki's tried to get on top of him, but a good result for Liam. Build his confidence back up, and then P13 Alonso again. He was in my fantasy. No, I actually said that Aston Martin would out-qualify Haas. I think that was the question. So I've lost there again. So thank you, Aston Martin. Then Carlos Sainz, P12. He's still not comfortable with the car. He looked really good in Australia, or in pre-season testing. He looked fast, didn't he? But it's not working out for him, unfortunately. So that's a shame. And then rounding out in Q2, we've got Gasly. So drivers that have made it to Q3, we've got Norris, who is 2.5 tenths up on Russell. We've obviously got George Russell. Then we've got Max Verstappen. We've got Oscar Piastri. We've got Charles Leclerc, Lewis Hamilton, Kimi Antonelli. Oliver Behrman has made it to Q3. So has Isaac Hadjar and Alex Albon. So fingers crossed for the likes of Alex Albon, who can actually do quite a good job here.
That's not good enough. At least it's out of Q1, but it's not what they were wanting. And he was looking a lot better all through the weekend. But I think he's paying the price for his setup choice at this point with a very high downforce.
Yeah, so they're talking about Yuki's gone for high downforce setup. We'll see what happens.
He's taken his position lined up at the front of the
Come on, Ollie Behrman.
It's a used set of soft tyres so far for Ollie Behrman, but I think he'll have a new set.
Come on, Ollie Behrman.
What he can do.
La 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 la.
Time from Lando Norris, incredible when you compare it to his Q1 time, Crofty. He found 9/10 of a second, which in a pack this tight is incredible. By contrast, Piastri only found a tenth between the two sessions. So Lando with a huge lap time there, a 1:27.1. Do you think we're going to get into the 1:26s in Q3?
I would imagine we are going to get a high 1:26s, 1:26.8. Jack Villeneuve, what do you reckon for pole?
1:28.
Oh yeah, it will definitely be in the 26s. It's only 2/10.
Right, guys, we're going into Q3. What is your prediction for Q3?
We'll drop down. That's when they're really trying to do the crazy lap.
The crazy lap?
What is that?
Yeah, the fun lap, the Suzuka lap, the one where you really put your foot down.
The Suzuka special.
Comment Ollie Berman. Can Ollie Berman get in?
I am good. I am that special.
I don't know. Can he get in the top 8?
We've been saying all weekend long, this is a track where the driver
Come on,
makes
Ollie.
the difference. Yeah?
If Ollie, who do I not?
You don't necessarily expect
I don't know.
consistency from
I want Ollie Berman to do well, but I don't want him to do well at at the deficit
we see with Ollie Bev, there are
of anyone else.
of utter brilliance, and this might be one of them today to put that hat at the Q3.
He's been, every races he's done, even last year, he's been extremely aggressive, but he hasn't met
Let's see.
other than
Kimmy's looking good though. Kimi Antonelli is looking good.
always keeping it on the edge there, but he seems to be driving and laughing at the same time. He's got that fun, let's go for it attitude, which is paying off in F1. Because to put it in Q3 and a half, on a track like this, very impressive.
Elsewhere then,
Hang on.
Norris has taken 8 pole
Hang on.
positions since the last time
Isaac
Verstappen
Hadjar out-qualified Liam Lawson.
George Russell's
Oh.
done 3 poles, Charles
Okay, so maybe Liam didn't actually do that well.
Piastri won each since Austria last year when Max Verstappen
Who knows?
last started on pole. He
The
is
red,
unbeaten
the
in
racing
season
balls and the Red Bull card do look the best by far. They do look very good.
and has a chance here to get pole position today.
I do like the look
It
of
is
them.
very much an
They do look
outside
nice.
chance. What of Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri? So tight between the two McLarens, except when one of them makes a mistake. And we've seen over one lap that McLaren is not the easiest car to drive at all times.
There isn't a car on the planet that is the easiest when it's being pushed to its limit. That's when little problems come out. What McLaren has is they have a little advantage on everybody else, so they often don't need to go that extra mile.
Everyone is making out.
Gerhard Berger and Mika Hakkinen. They have many things
I'm not going to be
in common,
negative.
I'm sure.
Not going to be negative.
But, in terms of pole positions,
Let's see.
what have they got in common?
They both got some in Suzuka.
They've
Let's
both
see.
got pole position or started from pole on their birthday. Guess whose
very
birthday
nice.
it is tomorrow?
You told me earlier and I already forgot. Oh, Piastri, Piastri,
I
yes.
told you so you could get him a
Should I change it to sector time so you guys can see the sector times?
or a present. Look, you're feeling flushed. We established that a little while ago.
Let me see if I can change that quickly.
Either way, Oscar Piastri can become the third driver to start from pole on their birthday. He could also be the first driver since Lewis Hamilton to take his maiden pole and his second pole.
Let me change it to
back-to-back
sector times.
races.
I think that'll be
Or
better.
could his teammate Lando Norris do something about that? Or could George Russell do something about that? Tell you what, Jack, as the Mercedes crosses the line to start his flying lap, take us through.
Right.
Well, that Doohan corner, turn 1, DRS open, and Russell, we've seen him very confident all weekend, and look, he drives very calmly. He doesn't have to throw the car in anywhere. He turns the wheel, the car reacts, goes to the apex, direction change, a little correction there, but actually it's gentle driving, and that's normally when the car is quick. He doesn't need to be aggressive with it. The rear end is planted, the front is reacting. He's calm when he drives, and that allows him to push and get that extra 10th. Even in this corner there, he was a little bit more aggressive, but the rear didn't move. No understeer in Dagner 2, which is a tricky corner.
I'm up against it.
That's where
Right,
people
let's see
miss
how
the
quickly I can do
apex.
this.
Carries speed into the back and wait until the car slows down and decides who is wide. I haven't seen a car that wide in a while, and that actually made it more difficult for the exit because the steering wheel was more turned. He got a little bit of sideways, lost a little bit of time there. Here we'll see how the car is still performing. The tires are too hot. Look how soft he was when he turned the wheel. Nothing aggressive. The car pivots. He can jump on the gas. That's super fast. Now he relaxes. He says, okay, I've done a good job until now, so let's not make a mistake in that last chicane because I'm looking good so far.
Because you're not going to make a mistake through here. Nice and flat.
I would be impressed. Well, no, Bortoletto almost did earlier.
Yeah, that is true. Very good.
No curb at all. I'm not sure if that was wanted or if it was a little bit long, and he almost braked on top of the grass. And it's the quick
It's a 1:27.3 for George Russell. It's less than a tenth of a second faster than his best time in Q2. It was a decent lap. Hadja, Behrman and Antonelli all, by the way, on used tyres. Verstappen, meanwhile, has got pace in that middle sector and pace ahead of George Russell. Piastri, meanwhile, for the McLaren, has got pace ahead of Verstappen and Russell in that middle sector.
I can't do it.
Pretty decent in sector 1 as Verstappen crosses the
Can't do it. Not gonna do it.
Provisional pole where
Don't wanna mess it up.
for the last 3 Japanese Grand Prix. How long is he going to last at the top? Barely 5 seconds as Oscar Piastri goes on to provisional pole by 2/10 of a second from Max Verstappen.
Come on, Ferrari. Oh, Lando Norris goes P4.
And he's fallen well short of Oscar Piastri.
Goes P4. Oh, Hamilton P6.
Hamilton to go P5 just behind Lando Norris.
Oh.
Charles Leclerc at the moment very much in touching distance of Piastri and Verstappen. If he can keep it going through the final sector. Leclerc, who's got 2 front row starts.
Charles might get this. No, P3.
Crosses the line, goes third fastest, and that is a very fine lap indeed from Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari.
Right.
The gaps are surprising. I'm wondering if everyone was on new tires or not, because there's been either some mistakes or some tires that weren't completely fresh.
Well, this man was certainly on a set of used tyres. Ollie Behrman as he barreled into turn 1.
No, only TikTok. Now, I tried in the beginning YouTube Shorts before, but my one sucked. That's TikTok. Where? No way, you make money on TikTok. Fair play. Fair play to you.
He didn't back off.
Oh, mate. This is actually going to be closer than I thought. This is actually going to be closer.
Because he's a little bit sideways, he's on top of some stones, but that's for old tires, that's actually quite a good lap. Only 3/10 off his Q2 lap time, so that was a very good lap.
Looking at the track dominance there, it's a lot of player in Oscar Piastri's favour.
Mate, I want Oscar to win. I'm British, but I don't really like Lando Norris. It's not that I don't like him, I don't know him. I just think, yeah, I just prefer Oscar. Much prefer Oscar. You can hear the kids screaming. Apologies. How cool if Piastri wins the championship? Yeah. In an ideal world, I'd like Charles to win as well. I wouldn't mind if Charles actually won for a change. I think he's a real good driver, and he doesn't say too much crazy stuff. Lando, I think, just says 101 silly things, which makes me laugh. Because I remember when Lewis, I think, was dominating, and Lando was like, yeah, it's easy to dominate if you've got a quick car. Move on to last year when they had a really quick car that he still couldn't dominate. So, yeah, I'm not a massive fan of Lando Norris. I like Oscar, like Charles, like Lewis. And do you know what? Even Max Verstappen, who I didn't necessarily like in the beginning, Max has grown on me massively. And he's not afraid to say things how he feels the truth or what he thinks his truth is. So I actually I rate that about Max. Although he can be a pain. He says a lot of... He speaks his mind.
Which is so important when it comes to qualifying here. This is Lewis Hamilton, who was
just in a snap that Lewis had. Yeah. Oh, that was pretty big.
Came at Silverstone, where of course he won the race. He's a long way off the front row here at Suzuka at the moment.
Right, guys, we've got 5 minutes left.
4 minutes to go.
4 minutes. Oops. Right, are these brand new tyres for Lewis?
I hate to use this phrase, Ted, but there's only one phrase to use: an early birthday present. By taking
Yeah. Okay. So it looks like everyone's coming out on brand new softs. Oh, this is going to be exciting.
But you know I love a birthday winner, you see.
Oh, so Lewis is going out early. Normally Lewis is good at doing that last minute lap. But it looks like Oscar's going out.
But Lewis Hamilton, that was an interesting shot in the garage. He's starting to get a little bit frustrated. So he lost a tenth and a half in that wobble in the middle sector.
Lando's too soft. He cares about car than beating his rivals. My opinion. No, 100%. He doesn't get his elbows out. Oh, this is the final run, guys. Right, I want to see predictions from 1 to 10. So, I'm going to say 1 to 10 for me. I'm still going to say Lando. 2, Oscar. 3, Russell. 4, Max. 5, I'm going to say Charles. 6, Lewis. 7, it's going to be Kimi. 8, I'm going to say Albon. 9, Hajar. And 10, I'm going to say Behrman.
He ran off the circuit on the exit of 7, and I'm sure that'll make Jacques wince a little bit as well, because he knows how fast that corner is. To dip a wheel on the exit of that corner, so
Whoa, come on.
Out of the throttle momentarily. So yeah, definitely would have lost over 2 tenths, I would say, from that.
Yeah, I agree. It's that is one corner where you don't want that to happen. That's where suddenly you stop breathing, your heartbeat goes up, you tighten.
Let's
go. A
go.
little bit, you get all tensed, and it makes the rest of the lap difficult because suddenly you're tensed up. You're not free. Your arms don't move with that freedom, that flow that you normally have. You don't feel the car anymore, so it really affects you for the rest of the lap.
Right, George Russell once again.
George Russell?
Oh, no.
And has he lost?
Wobble, yeah.
Has he lost the chance to a front row even before it's already started?
Oh. George had a kick. Right in the first sector. So George Russell's sector time. Oscar did a 30.5. George just done 30.7. He's lost. Yeah, he's lost the 10th already. Oh, Oscar Hajar only 1/10 behind Oscar. Okay. Oh, Norris has already gone quicker. Yeah. Norris is absolutely flying. God's sake, that McLaren is just too fast. Jesus Christ. Oh, terrible lap from George. He's lost it. Yeah, George is not getting on the front row. Ooh, George could be in trouble. He might get out qualified by Isaac Hajar. Hajar, P7. Oh, Hamilton's had a bad middle sector. Oh, God. Yeah, Lando Norris has gone first. Lewis Hamilton, he's going to be way down. Oh, P8 for Hamilton. Out-qualified by Kimi Antonelli. George Russell and Hajar, Isaac Hajar, have all out-qualified Lewis Hamilton. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh. Ah. Come on, Max. Oh, Max has gone first. What the hell? Max Verstappen has gone first. How? 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 Oh. Wow. Incredible. Incredible. Incredible.
The team did not expect that. Definitely.
Wow.
We said it all weekend. He works his way through the setups. He doesn't
wow.
push it. Then you get to quality, turn up the revs. What happens in Q3?
Wow. All right, guys, that's me done. Max Verstappen, take a bow. Take a bow, Max Verstappen. That is incredible.
from Gianpiero Lambiase.
Unbelievable. Well done, Max Verstappen. You've just saved Red Bull once again.
Let's go! Wow! What a yes, guys!
What a lap.
He is happy.
What a lap, Max. Unbelievable. You've done it.
Mate, this... wow. Yeah, I'm really happy.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm
Pure
speechless.
Class, mate. Pure class.
That is insane.
Austria last year. Austria 2024.
That
the
is
last
insane.
time Max Verstappen started on pole, and yes, he did win a couple of qualifying
Wow.
sessions since then, and because of penalty